which
This
are used
conference
for
will now be recorded.
ETM devices, which are being used for issuance of the paper-based tickets as well as for issuance of the Surat Money Card transit as well. The poll validator enables tap and go transit in the BRT buses. The turnstile enables travel in BRT stations using the QR code based ticket. It has a QR code reader which reads the paper based QR code ticket. It also reads the mobile application based QR code ticket, and it also enables tap and go journey utilizing the connected common city payment card. The other important aspect of the BRTS and city bus is that we have an integrated fare in place wherein a single ticket can enable a commuter to travel across two services, which includes the BRTS to city bus or city bus to high mobility corridor or HMC to BRTS. So there is no need for a commuter to purchase two set of tickets for if he wish to commute utilizing two set of buses. The other important project which enables and augments the service delivery in transit is the Common City Payment Card. As we all are aware, we consume various municipal services which are related to transit, which includes BRTS travel, city bus travel, pay and park facility utilization. We also utilize various recreational facilities like the Science Center, Nature Park, Aquarium, etc., wherein we pay for one-time ticket and enjoy these facilities. We are also having various membership-based facilities, which includes the sports centers, swimming pools, and library. So people are carrying different cards, different membership cards for availing these services. To overcome this challenge, Surat Municipal Corporation has thought to have an integrated common city payment card, which is aimed to help citizens utilize various transit and non-transit services offered by SMC, as well as for usage in retail ecosystem through a single card. There are two types of Surat Money card. One is the non-personalized card, which is issued instantly. So far, around 12,000 cards are issued, non-personalized cards are issued. And then there are personalized cards, which are issued after identity verification. It bears the name and photograph of the holder, and it is necessary for availing special discount if someone wish to travel on a discounted fare, being a student or a senior citizen or a women or differently able people, then in that case, he or she needs to have a personalized card to make sure that he's traveling genuinely and his identity can be verified by the supervisor or the conductor on the bus. And so far, around 39,000 personalized cards have been issued. The Surat Money card is a RuPay based card, which is in loop with the because RuPay is a government of India's payment system, which is implemented by National Payment Corporation of India (NPCI), and Surat Money Cards is in line with the government's vision to have our own domestic payment system in place, apart from the Masters and Visa. It's an open loop card, which means open loop means it is not restricted to usage in SMC environment. This card can also be used in retail. If I wish to purchase some grocery, if I want to pay for restaurant or the petrol bills, I can use the same card if that machine is accepts the RuPay based cards. It's a co-branded card wherein the project is undertaken on a PPP basis along with the ICICI Bank, and it enables hassle-free journey wherein commuter only need to tap in and tap out. There is no paper ticket, there is no physical payments, and there is no botheration of having the change to utilize the transport service. The other project which SMC has undertaken as part of the Smart City mission is establishing a CCTV network. The project aims to create a CCTV network which enables monitoring of various civic facilities and services across the city. The proactive monitoring was the primary objective, and it was thought that proactive monitoring would help in improve the service delivery, and it would also help in improving the safety and security of various water treatment plants, bus stations, and other public places like the gardens, zoos, and bus stations. The project under this project, 800 sites would be covered with installation of roughly 2,700 camera. There are two type of solutions considered as part of this project. One is a centralized monitoring and centralized storage and playback facility, which would be available for mainly BRTS bus stations, garbage vulnerable points, city civic center, public parks, community hall, water distribution plants, shelter homes, etc. And then there would be a local setup which would be available for recording locally, but the playback can also be done centrally utilizing the connectivity available over there. But the recording primarily would be done at a local level, and the feeds would also be visible at a local level. So these set of installation includes the large public parks, zoo, recreational facilities, human health schools, water treatment plants, swimmer hospital, and etc. So far, 1340 CCTV cameras spanning across 478 sites have been installed under this project. SMC has also integrated with police department, and this under their Safe City project, the feed of 550 CCTV camera is being received at a Surat Municipal Corporation Command and Control Center and is also used for monitoring various municipal services. The other project under Smart City is with regards to the uh, intelligent traffic management, intelligent traffic control system. Therein, additional 1,000 CCTV camera, which would be which would consist also the ANPR, red light violation detection camera, etc., would get added to this network. These are some of the screenshots of how the monitoring is done from the command and control center. The operator monitors the camera on a regular basis. If they found any complaints with regards to, say, this is the case of road repairing and marking which is required to be done, a snapshot would be captured, a complaint would get registered in command complaint management system. It would go to the zonal staff for compliance of the complaint, and once the complaint is marked complied in the system, the operator would cross-verify utilizing the CCTV network and would upload the post-resolution photograph in the system. This photo is about the damaged road on the Simada checkpost towards the Cambridge. The second is the case of encroachment, which is also identified utilizing the CCTV camera. This is with regards to the illegal hoarding that has been tied on the street light poles and subsequently removed based on the complaint registered from the command and control center. So is the case wherein the various manhole chambers are identified from the command and control center to make sure that they do not turn out to be dangerous and create accidents. Complaints are proactively registered, and the compliance is also re-verified from the command and control center. Certain cameras which enables us to check the water logging at a chronic water logging spots are monitored regularly and with more focus during the monsoon period, and especially when the intensity of rain is more. These images are captured and the zonal control room are notified as soon as any waterlogging is identified as at these places, so that the zonal staff can also line in their field staff to get resolve the issues. And apart from this, as I mentioned earlier, the camera is also used for issuance of the e-challan, e-memo. So in case a citizen is found to be throwing garbage on the road or spitting on the road, the e-memo is issued to the owner of that vehicle based on the registration number, wherein we have tied up with the vehicle registration database, RTO database, and we get the owner detail and issue the e-challan to these offenders to make sure that the city remains clean and the habit of throwing and spitting get reduced and discipline is cultivated amongst the citizens. The other project with regards to the smart solid waste management. So the solution was required as prior to this solution, there were zonal level independent systems for monitoring the vehicles which are deployed by various contractors. So under solid waste management, there are door-to-door agencies and the activities assigned on at zone level. So there might be different agencies at different zones. And prior to this, each agency were having their own vehicle tracking system, and the monitoring was done at a zonal level. It was also difficult to assign the route and to make sure whether the assigned route is visited or not by a particular vehicle. The primary transfer station and final disposal site application were discrete and not integrated, and they are also not integrated with the vehicle tracking system. There were manual interventions which were required at the time of registration of the weight on the entry and exit of the vehicle. The standardized uniform reports are not there as there are discrete systems. The SLAs and penalty and payment formats are not defined in the system. And all this were leading to the holistic view of lack of holistic view of solid waste management operations, which was critical as under this door-to-door garbage collection, SMC is supposed to cater to around 14 lakh households. So for this, under Smart City Mission, a consolidated smart solid waste management system has been deployed. It is uniform across the transfer stations, may it be primary transfer station or final disposal site. The door-to-door vehicle and the secondary transport vehicles are also brought into the common application. It has various components to it, which includes the fleet monitoring. This fleet monitoring relies on the GPS device which are fitted on the vehicles, primary transport vehicles and the secondary transport vehicles. And these vehicles are tracked to make sure that they are on the right path, they are on the right time, they are not violating any speeds. And these activities also monitored from the command and control center. The other feature is the vehicle scheduling, wherein each door-to-door vehicle is assigned TPM, that is time, place, movement is prepared for each vehicle. Each vehicle is assigned multiple trips in a day, and the trip start time and end time is fixed for each trip. And in each trip, it is made sure that the vehicle attains the point of interest which that vehicle is supposed to go. Say, for example, X number of vehicle is coming to my society. So there are point of interest, which is POI, which is captured at a society level. And the vehicle is supposed to stop there for a certain duration of time. Only then and then it would be assumed that the vehicle has visited that particular society. And that way it helps in ensuring that vehicles fly on time and they also visit the societies and various places which they are supposed to visit. So under this, more than 500 door-to-door vehicles are fitted with GPS devices. More than 1,500 trips are mapped into the system and mapped with the vehicles, and more than 10,000 POIs across the city are created. The transfer station solution is also automated, wherein the integration with weighbridge has been done, wherein the weight of the vehicle, may it be tare weight or the gross weight, is directly captured from the vehicle. Each vehicle is identified based on their RFID tag, which is installed on it. RFID reader helps in identification and fetching the vehicle registration number and the contractor details of that vehicle. CCTV camera captures the image of the vehicle at the time of registration of the vehicle weight from the weighbridge. The biometric device is installed at and integrated with this application, so as to ensure that only designated staff is available at the transfer station to operate this application. And there is also provisions are also made to make sure that the dry waste and wet waste at individual vehicle level is done. So 8 primary transfer stations and final disposal site is covered under this transfer station solution. An entire vehicle payment activity is automated and eliminating the previously hindering manual interventions. So as I said, there is a centralized application for monitoring the performance of the various vehicles, wherein centralized application is accessed by the command and control center operators to make sure that vehicle is on time, PO is attended. If in case of any vehicle has not started the journey, that can be notified to the supervisor and alternate arrangement from the spare vehicles can be made. The mobile app is also available for the field staff, because the field staff is the staff who is responsible for managing these vehicles, and if he is not aware as to where his vehicles are right now running, say out of 10, whether 8 vehicles are on the field or all 10 vehicles are on the field, if the ward level sanitary inspector or sub sanitary inspector is not aware about this information, maybe he won't be in a position to effectively utilize the application. So mobile application has been given to the SMC employees, as well as it is also available with the contractual operators who are monitoring their own operations. So in case a vehicle is not started, they can attach a spare vehicle for that particular vehicle, and the POIs and TPM of that vehicle which is under breakdown is assigned to the spare vehicle, and accordingly performance and penalties are calculated. So this is the impact of the implementation of solid waste management that has happened over a period of time. If you'll see, the percentage of missed POI were around 40 in April 2018, and it has reduced to less to the extent of 0.08% in July 2019. So number of missed POI have been reduced substantially. The table right side shows the average daily missed POI that has been registered month on month, right, starting from the once the application has been started and it has been streamlined and implemented fully and started monitoring from the command and control center, it has gone below 10 in numbers. The impact has been visible in terms of the complaints that we have been receiving from the citizens. So the complaints from the citizen reduced from roughly around 10,000 to 1,400 in 2019. The efficiency has also seen physically in terms of better solid waste management collection, wherein the quantum and the volume of solid waste collected has also increased over a period of time with the implementation of this application. The other application that has been implemented as part of the Smart City project is vector-borne disease control system. So to give the background, Surat is having a hot and humid climate, wherein the summer temperature ranges from 37 degrees centigrade to 44 degrees centigrade. Being near to Tapi River and the sea, we are also having high humidity. The population of the city is also high, wherein we have a lot many migrant populations who are living in a slum or slum-like situations. So all this acts and creates a favorable climatic conditions for emergence of various different vector and vector-borne diseases. And for this, SMC has a unique vector-borne disease control system in place, which is, I would say, unique because in India, SMC would be the first municipal corporation to have a dedicated vector-borne disease department with a dedicated field-level team who would be ensuring that the vector-borne diseases are kept in control. So this team consists of primary health workers who are the baseline workers in the city, and their main activity is for surveillance of the for fever to detect the malaria cases as early as possible. They also carry out intra-domestic surveys and peri-domestic surveys and follow-up for the positive cases, and ensure that the drug compliance is done and the patient who is suffering from malaria completes the proper course of medication. So this entire activity was done manually, and it was very time-consuming activity, wherein the field service staff used to collect the data. Then it was compiled at a zone level and vector-borne disease unit level, and at a headquarter level, the data used to take 3-4 days after compilation. So to overcome this challenge, Surat Municipal Corporation has developed an vector-borne disease surveillance application, and all the surveillance workers are provided with tablet so that as and when they find any issue, they carry out their surveillance activity, they can report straight away from the field itself, and the data comes in real time at the command and control center, and also at the zone level and vector-borne disease unit level. So the real-time data as part of the VBDC surveillance application includes the active workers which are there in field, number of houses that are surveyed vis-a-vis the number of houses he is supposed to survey, the potential malaria cases and positive malaria cases that are identified, slides which are collected, follow-up of the positive cases, water logging and mosquito breeding sites that are identified, and the amount of fine that has been collected. So all this activity is backed by the web-based application which is available for monitoring at a zone and central level. These are some of the screenshots of the application which is there in place, wherein at the start of the survey, it would select the TPM, the day of the survey. Based on the day of the survey, the number of societies would get populated. He would start visiting the houses. He would ask various basic questions, like whether if someone is having fever, if a fever is there, then he would also collect the blood sample. And they would also check the potential places for mosquito breeding, and they would upload the photographs if they find such cases, and they will also uh, upload the details of the find that is collected from such owners. This is the dashboard which is available at the command and control center, wherein the real-time dashboard in terms of active workers, number of houses surveyed, slides collected, and number of positive cases, potential malaria cases are plotted on the map. It helps in identifying the clusters if it is developing, so that the various activities can be strengthened in that specific area. The correlation of malaria cases is also done along the breeding spots to identify whether that malaria case is is it because of any breeding spot that has been identified during the survey in vicinity. So all this activity has helped us to reduce the annual parasite index, which was 1.5 in 2014, 1.72 in 2015, 2.7 in 2018. And the number of malaria cases, which were around 11,000 in 2000 and around 12,000 in 2010, were reduced to 4,500 in 2018. Apart from these projects, there are various other projects which are undertaken as part of the IT projects under Smart City Mission, which includes the creation of the citizen engagement portal, wherein the My Surat portal mobile application has been created, and the presence of municipal corporation is started on various social media accounts. Prior to this, municipal corporation was not having any presence on social media. And right from start of this project till date, we have 2.23 lakh followers and subscribers on various social media. As you can see on Facebook, we have 1.31 lakh followers. On Twitter, we are up to 50,000 followers. And Instagram, we have around 40,000 followers. And on YouTube, we have around 3,600 followers. So this helps in reaching out to the citizens. These networks are social media networks are extensively used during the COVID situation. They are also used extensively during the flood or flood-like situations, and it is also being used effectively for communicating various government and uh, various other missions like the Swachh Bharat mission. A lot of citizen interaction and awareness has been created utilizing these social media platforms. Apart from these, SMC has also undertaken an open data initiative as part of the Smart City mission, and an open data platform, surat.data.gov.in, was launched in October 2016. So we were the first municipal corporation in India to have this instant get ready on a SaaS platform with NIC Delhi. And various data sets pertaining to property tax, professional tax, birth registration, dates, registration, etc., are available on this open data platform. This open data platform is subsequently converted and and named as Smart Cities Data.gov.in platform, and it not only shows the data which are coming from Surat Municipal Corporation, the data from various other smart cities are also consolidated and are available for various researchers, developers, community to utilize further. The other application which is undertaken is with regards to the biometric attendance system. SMC is having more than 20,000 employees, which includes class 1, class 2, class 3, and class 4 employees. A majority of the employees are class 4 employees, which are Safai Kamdars, Builders, etc. They work on field. And these employees work at different locations. We have more than 500 locations in which our employees report, and they are supposed to mark that attendance from those places. And what we have observed is we have done a pilot for implementation of the fingerprint-based biometric attendance implementation based on the Aadhaar at our ward offices. But what we have observed is specifically this class 4 employees who work in field and those aged employees which are on the verge of retirement are having fingerprints which are fade, and the system is not in a position to read their fingerprints all the times, and this leads to a lot of conflicts and issues in terms of effectively implementing the system. So SMC was looking for a solution which is non-touch based solution and does not require any kind of interaction with citizen. And as part of the smart city mission, facial recognition based system has been implemented at 405 locations with 450 devices. So in this system, the facial characteristic and the facial pattern of all employees are registered. This facial biometric enables to make sure that the identity is verified, and at the same time, the person is not supposed to get physically interacting with the device. It helps the non-touch marking of the attendance. He just need to stand in front of the device, and in a second, the device would recognize its face and marks its attendance. The attendance data is integrated with the payroll system. It is also integrated with the Employee Connect application, wherein individual field level persons like an engineer who visits on a site can mark the site visit reports. One can also report the absence if he is not in a position to priorly inform the municipal corporation or his respective office. He can report the absence from the mobile application. And the individual attendance data, the average working time, leave data are available in Employee Connect application. So this solution has helped in a great extent to streamline the availability, to make sure that the employees are available and they are available in the office, and they are punctual in, they maintain the punctuality. The other project was with regards to the Connected Surat project. To have to provide support for all these various smart city projects, it is very imperative and necessary to have a very sound WAN connectivity between various offices. So under this project, WAN connectivity is established with 560 offices. SMC is also creating 158-kilometer long optic fiber network of its own, which covers the BRTS corridor and various other important SMC locations. So under these OFC network, 154 BRTS stations, 138 BRTS and traffic junctions, and other 30 important SMC office locations would get covered under this project. And the project is on advanced stage of completion. The other project is with regards to the creation of the Innovation and Incubation Center. So traditionally, Surat is prone to have a family-oriented businesses in terms of the textile or diamond. Diamond is adapting newer technology on a very fast and rapid basis, but textile industry is still relying on the conventional practices. So it is very important to make sure that the technology-driven businesses are also made part of the economy of the city. With these intention, Surti iLab has been created as a center to promote the culture of innovation, startup, and it helps. It provides the incubation facility and training facility to to the individuals who are coming up with new ideas. The center is also registered under the Niti Aayog's Atal Incubation Mission, and the grant to the extent of 6.97 lakh has also been awarded by Niti Aayog to Surti iLab. The center provides necessary infrastructure and support to the startup. It has a co-working space which is available at a very minor rate, and anyone who cannot afford the office environment or start his own office or rent an office can utilize this facility and kickstart his activity. So it has a 120 seat co-working space, 26 technical seats capacity technical lab. There are two separate cabins wherein a medium size office setup can also be done. The workshop hall is there, which can be used by the uh, users of the Surti iLab. Meeting rooms and auditorium is also part of this facility. Apart from this, various technology intervention has also been done in times of the COVID-19 pandemic. I would briefly cover these interventions that SMC has done to effectively fight against the COVID-19. So to fight the COVID-19, SMC has adopted triple tree IQ strategy, where triple tree stands for track, test, treat, and IQ stands for isolate and quarantine. At the start of, on the onset of the COVID in the month of March, it was very essential that all the foreign travelers or the travelers from the other part of the states are identified and it is made sure that they observe the home quarantine. So for this purpose, data collection was an important task for which SMC has put on the self-declaration form on the SMC website and mobile application. Notifications were also published on the newspapers and other social media channels to make sure that those travelers do mandatory self-disclosure of their travel history. The toll-free number has been started wherein people residing in vicinity can inform the authority with regards to if they have any traveler who is residing in their neighborhood. The information with regards to the international traveler is also obtained for the government of India, and SMC has also tied up with the various private clinics, hospitals, and urban health centers to get to know about the various ARI and other cases. And apart from this, also door-to-door survey was carried out utilizing the Employee Connect application by the zonal level employees. So all this data collected, and based on these data, tracking is made mandatory. So for this purpose, SMC has expeditiously developed the SMC COVID-19 tracking application. I'm again very proud to mention that SMC was the first ULB to have this tracking application. The application was subsequently hosted at State Data Center, and various other municipal corporations and cities of Gujarat state has also utilized this application for tracking the travelers and the suspects. So this application, as the name suggests, helps to track the travelers, helps to track the persons who have come in contact with the positive patients, and it also helps to track the health of the positive patient themselves. The person who are in home quarantine are supposed to report their health status twice in a day, wherein they are asked simple questions whether they are having fever, cough, difficulty in breathing, or other issues. These data, which are reported by the COVID-19 tracking users, are monitored at the war room, and if any adversities are noticed, then the follow-up is being provided from the war room. Also, the users are required to provide the hourly basis location, which helps us to ascertain whether the person is maintaining the home quarantine status or not. And if violations, if any, are identified, cross-checked, and if violations are there, then stringent actions are taken against those violators to make sure that the other people in the family and in the society don't get affected with this highly contagious disease. These are some of the application screenshots wherein extensive mapping has been done of the positive cases, clusters, ARI cases, so that the field level activity can be strengthened and resources can be deployed accordingly. Testing can be enhanced on a specific area. Containment zones can be created based on the positive cases reported or the ARI cases reported, etc. The positive case with the ARI cases mapping is also done, and various red zones, yellow zones are identified to make sure that what is the vulnerability of that specific area, whether the number of ARI cases reported are more, and at the same time positive cases are also getting reported from these locations. Clusters are identified and proactive field level measures are taken to make sure that the service to make sure that the field level activities are carried out accordingly. A war room has been created, and various data which are coming from the COVID application, COVID-19 tracking application, and integration with various private and uh, uh, public health centers are scrutinized by the dedicated staff, and the follow-up is also provided to the needy patients by Surat Municipal Corporation. Apart from this, in the initial stage, a lot of communication is done with the citizens utilizing conventional channels and the modern channels to make sure that awareness is created. Extensive use of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube was done. Municipal commissioner used to interact on a daily basis with citizens to make sure that they are aware about what is happening in the city, and various posts. These are just some of the counts as to number of posts that have been done on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the impressions and the reach that has helped us to create awareness. Though this is not an IT intervention, but I would like to highlight over here Samvedna Surat Cares. So we being an economic hub, we have a lot of migrant people which are getting employed over here. So at the time of this lockdown, extensive arrangements were made to provide food for all the migrant peoples and those who are in need of them. SMC has tied up with NGOs and leading individuals, Akshay Patra Foundation, etc., established 16 community kitchens and 91 food distribution centers and 16 relief centers to provide food and stay facility. And over 0.75 million people belonging to over 12 states are provided food on a daily basis in the month of in the end of March and April. These are some of the figures. The effort was phenomenal. We have received a lot of support from the NGOs and the various other community organizations. And because of that, we could make sure that people don't die of hunger. COVID is a separate thing, but there were chances during the lockdown that many people were striving out of food. But with the help of citizens, community organizations, NGOs, we could make sure that the food is made available to one and all, and no one is left hungry in the evening. So with these infrastructure projects in place, various IT projects, I would also like to briefly go through the various infrastructure projects that are undertaken under Smart City. Under affordable housing, SMC is constructing around 8,000 houses under PMAY schemes, and on a PPP basic, it would be constructing 2,600 houses. So far, 8,000 houses have been constructed. Yes?
Sorry to interrupt, but we are short of time, actually, sir.
Okay, fine. So I will quickly go. I mean, I could not hesitate, I could not resist myself to showcase other efforts that are being made by Surat Municipal Corporation.
Yeah,
So
I
I'll
can
quickly
understand.
run through this presentation. I will not go into detail on this.
Divan, I am sure we'll be happy to have a separate session to continue on this one, because we are already 5 minutes into the next session's time. So
okay,
please
fine.
Summarize. Thank you.
Fine. So I'll conclude this. There are various visible improvement projects which creates visible improvement which citizen can feel and see. Walkability, cycling, etc. are taken care of. So these are some of the screenshots of various field level. Heritage conservation is again a unique project for municipal corporation, whereas the entire fort, which was under dilapidated condition, is converted and restored back to its glory. Sustainability initiatives talks about the initiatives in terms of generation of renewable sources of energy. I am again proud to say that 34% of energy consumed by municipal corporation is coming from renewable sources of energy, which includes wind energy and solar energy. TTP again, which is unique to municipal Surat, is that we are generating 40 MLD tertiary treated water, which is of drinkable quality, and we are supplying this to the industry, and this helps us to reduce the divergence of drinking water for industrial usages. Additional 40 MLD-TTP project has been undertaken under the Smart City mission. All this would augment the capacity to 115 MLD. Restructuring and remodeling of creek has been undertaken, which would help in converting and revamping the creek area, which normally remains filthy, and bad odor and other issues would get reduced. The public bicycle sharing project has also been undertaken. Valley Biodiversity Park is being created. Underwater supply, 24/7 water supply system would be is undertaken. All these efforts are appreciated at a national level with various private and government awards. SMC and Surat Smart City Development was in a position to secure this city level award for maintaining the moment for 2 consecutive years. In 2019 and 2018, we could secure this award. At last, I would like to thank all for helping and contributing towards making sure that Surat regains its glory, and this time SMC Surat was declared the second cleanest city of India. Thank you all. I would welcome the questions, if any, from the audience.
Thank you so much, Devang sir, for such informative session. And looking at these projects, we can say that SMC and Surat Smart City Development Limited collaborating in a way that they are making Surat city as a futuristic global city. So we are proud to know that. And because we are short of time, so I will request if there is any question, they can kindly contact to Devang sir and go further with that. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for providing this opportunity to share what efforts are done by Surat Municipal Corporation and Smart City Development Limited in terms of projects. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.